1 tablespoon of whole butter. I use grass-fed butter. Now that's melted and ready to go. We'll toss in our 1/2 cup of onions. Now with the onions, we're going to saute for a few moments. We want them to become clear and translucent. And it gets really, really sweet with the butter. We're going to add a little pepper. Just a touch. This is personal to taste. I use pink Himalayan salt. I'm going to take it from high and turn it down just a little bit so it's probably in between medium and high. I don't want it to burn, so I keep moving around. As you can see, they're absorbing the butter. They're starting to become translucent. The butter will make the natural sugars of the onions come out and they'll become deliciously sweet. And remember, this is going to bake in the pumpkin, so it's not necessary to get it all the way down. So we're going to add our carrots. Our celery. Keep stirring it. Our corn. I'll mix it all up, whether you do it that way or whether you do it this way. Now I've used homemade bone broth, a couple tablespoons, just to deglaze it, help things cook along, add a little body. Then steaming up now, it's cooking the vegetables as well. So now we'll add our shrimp. They're 26/30s, quartered. We're just sauteing them and seasoning them. You know, it's like a little Lowry's. I like the ingredients in the Lowry's. A touch of Old Bay because it's shrimp, of course. The herbs, which I like to use herbs de Provence. Turn this down a little bit more. I'm going to add a teaspoon of shallots, pureed, garlic puree. They have all those great flavors infusing together as they saute. Turn it back up a touch. You want to monitor the heat so it doesn't overcook or burn. Now you want these to just become a little less translucent. You like them to be nice and white like this. But we don't want to overcook them because they're going to sit in the pumpkin itself and bake as well. Chefs do it like this. You throw the food up and you catch it with a pan. It's very simple. You might want to try with some dried beans at first with the stove off. And that way they're better to clean up. Or rice. That way if you make a mess you can clean it up quickly. And as I said, raw beans or rice with the stove off just to practice with your pan. Now last but not least, we'll add the chives at the end. Okay, we'll turn the heat off. Heat's off. Going to stir it all up. And as it heats off, we're going to add just a touch of heavy cream. I'd say 2 tablespoons. Clean it out. Oops, sorry. Goes back in the pan. No escape. Make it 3 tablespoons. 3 tablespoons. And we can still do this. Now we're going to reduce the heat's off. We're just going to reduce this with the heat off to get nice and creamy. And that's our filling for our pumpkin. There we go. Now we'll cool this down and then we'll do the pumpkin. Now that cream has congealed a little bit and become nice and creamy, we take some of that liquid out of the cream. Isn't that beautiful? That's going to go in our pumpkin. What I have here is 8 ounces of whipped cream cheese. I'm going to take about 2 to 3 tablespoons of sour cream and incorporate them together. I like whipped cream cheese because it's easier to spread on the inside. Holds its own. Sour cream helps it be a little more pliable. So we're here. We have our pumpkin. I cut the top off. I took all the seeds out and all the fibrous material. I baked this. I wrapped it up like this, baked it for 325 for about 45 minutes. Check it after 30. Start checking the sides with a fork to make sure they're just tender and soft. You don't want to cook it all the way because it's going to bake again with everything inside of it. And different pumpkins come out the same. I did 3 at a time. This one's a little softer. The other 2 are just perfect. So this is the one I'm going to do first. So first what we do is we're going to take our whipped cream cheese mix. This is where you need gloves. And we're going to lightly coat the inside of the pumpkin. You make a nice even amount all the way around, including the bottom, of course. As you can see, it's all wrapped up, coated completely on the inside. And now with either clean gloves or a new set, Set this aside. Now we're going to do the same thing with 8 ounces of shredded Brazilian beef. And you're going to lightly coat the inside, just like we did with the cream cheese. Very lightly. Just enough for a little flavor in there. As you see, the entire inside is covered evenly all the way around. And now we're going to scoop in our shrimp mixture. Beautiful, nice, delicious colors. Now we have the lid goes right back on top. We're wrapping it in saran wrap first. Then we're going to wrap it in foil. I don't like wrapping foil touching the food because aluminum has been known to cause Alzheimer's. But we need the aluminum to keep the structure of the pumpkin. As you bake this, the plastic will just kind of shrink wrap around it and seal it in so it gets nice and hot and steams in its own juices. And there we go, one pumpkin, stuffed pumpkin. Brazilian stuffed pumpkin. I would cook it for 350 for 30 minutes. Open it up, check the temperature of the inside. It should be at least 160 or higher. Make sure it's done all the way. Beautiful. Enjoy. Happy holidays.